Hey guys, it's Donna with Resale Tips and Tales, and today I want to share with you my favorite all-time sales on eBay. So I've kind of been reminiscing back to my reselling years. I've been reselling on eBay and other platforms for almost 7 years now, and I've learned a lot since I started. But I thought it'd be really fun to put a video together of all my favorite, maybe most expensive sales, just my favorite sales, unique sales, to kind of help you guys, especially if you're just getting started selling online, to realize there's a huge scope of different things that you can sell. You don't have to just sell clothing. You don't just have to sell shoes. There's all kinds of different things that you can make really good money selling on eBay. I also sell on Poshmark. I also sell on Mercari. Sometimes I sell on Etsy. So it's good to also diversify. But today I'm going to focus just on my eBay sales. If this is your first time tuning into my channel, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you like what you see. If you do, make sure you hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel. All right, let's go ahead and dive in because I've got lots of good stuff for you guys. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to flash a picture of the item up here, let you know how much I paid for it, what it sold for, and try to remember where I bought it from to make it even more fun. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this first sale I wanted to show you guys was my first ever sale on eBay. And it made me so excited about the whole idea of reselling. It kept me continuing to do this. So this isn't a very expensive item, but I still thought it'd be fun to share. This is a Twilight, the movie, doll named Victoria. I knew nothing about this. I'll never forget walking into Goodwill and seeing this sitting on the shelf. We looked it up on the eBay app. I paid $8.97, which was way too much at the time. I should not have paid that much, and sold it for $26.92. Not a huge profit, but still I thought it would be fun to start the video with my first ever sale. But it kind of made me realize I can make money selling things online. So that's what kept me going. So this next item has a little bit of a higher price point. It was still in my earlier days. This item came from a Salvation Army, a very tiny one in my downtown. This is a vintage style. It's called Nettleton men's shoe. And I had no clue what these were, but they were brand new in the box, and I could tell that they were vintage style. They even had the bag, the dust bag that the shoes come in. So they were super nice. Just bought them, didn't look them up. I spent $12 on them because they were brand new. And I ended up selling them for $127.50, which was, again, amazing to sell those. At that same store, a few weeks later, I bought a pair of these. These you probably are familiar with. These are Manolo Blahniks. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. I'm really terrible at pronouncing things. But these are a cute little pair of black slingback heels. I only paid $2 for these. This was amazing. And I sold them for $78. You can get even bigger price points. It just depends on the style of the shoe, but this is an amazing be on the lookout bolo for you to look for in the stores. Let's see here. Another pair of shoes. I love this brand now, but again, it was brand new to me at the time. This is a pair of Merrell Boots. And I totally wanted to keep them for myself. I sat on them for at least a month thinking, well, if I wear them in that month, then I'll just keep them for myself. But I decided to go ahead and resell them because I looked them up and realized that they are worth something. So these I did pay $12 for, but I sold them for $100, $99. So totally worth the money. Better than me wearing them and getting them messed up, right? All right, this next item here is a really cool leather backpack that I also picked up at the same Salvation Army. This is my honey hole. This is where I go when I really want to find something that people just don't have any clue. They don't look things up. I think they just put things out. I don't think they have any idea on resale value of things. But this is called Ellington, and I'd never heard of this brand before, but it's a really nice leather bag brand. I'm not sure if they make purses too, but this was a cool backpack. It was in great condition. I paid $4.50 for this, and I sold it for $129. Oh my goodness. Another backpack. This one I picked up at a Goodwill near me. This is by Marins or Londi. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong as well. It was a nice black leather sling purse. So always look up the leather purses and bags. This I paid $9 for, and I sold it for $150. All right, let's see what else I have here for bags. So this was also at Goodwill. They had just opened a brand new Goodwill near my house, and this was just hanging there when I first walked into the store. This is a brand new Kate Spade patent leather purse. I was not as big of a Kate Spade fan back then, but now I am, and I'm so sad that I sold this purse because I would have kept this if it was today. But again, this was years ago when I was just starting out and I wasn't into Kate Spade at that time. It is my favorite brand now. But it was new with the tags. I could not believe it. This I paid $9 for, complete steal, and I sold it for $150. What? All right, so this is a definite bolo. So I'm gonna show two different things, same brand I had never heard of. This is by Tumi, T-U-M-I. So the first bag that I sold here is a black sling bag. And usually I think men wear it for like a more dressier backpack, but this is only paid $3.50 for this backpack, and I sold it for $175. Fast forward a few years later, I found another Tumi at a Goodwill. This was like a toiletry accessory bag for men. This was only $8 at, like I said, a Goodwill, and I sold it for $65. So if you've never heard of Tumi, you definitely want to be on the lookout for this brand. All right, some more bags. I love purses and shoes, if you'll not notice by the end of this video. All right, so years and years and years ago, I was a Mary Kay consultant. I don't even wear makeup, so I'm not even sure what I was thinking, but I liked the skincare products. But for a short glimpse in my life, I was a consultant. So I knew that all of these home party brand consulting brands, if you can find those bags, sometimes they're retired, so you can't get them anymore. And as a consultant, you love to carry bags that had the name on them. So two items here from Mary Kay. One was a sample suitcase. It was this huge suitcase. Went ahead and bought it, $7.50, and I ended up selling it for $90. And what's interesting is I had this listed on eBay, and the buyer contacted me ahead of time and said, hey, I live 10 minutes from you. Can I just do a local pickup? So I ended up switching it to local pickup. We met him safely with my husband in a parking lot somewhere. And I also sold this locally, so I thought that was really nice. It's the only local sale I've ever done on eBay. Another Mary Kay bag here. This is more of like a hanging suit bag that you would use for traveling. This is $3.50 is what I paid for it, and I sold it for $45. So be on the lookout. Anything Mary Kay that I've ever bought has sold. All right, what else do we have? This is a really neat purse that I just bought on the whim as well. This is by a brand called Carlos Falchi. Again, don't know how to pronounce it, but this was a python leather purse. And just because of the quality and what I bought it for, I decided to just buy it. When I guess this gentleman has passed away and no longer obviously makes these types of purses, but he specialized in python and snakeskin purses. This I only paid $1 at a local church yard sale. So who could pass that up? Ended up selling it for $60. It even had a stain on the bottom of it, and I sold it for $60. So that was really awesome. Some clothing items. So this here, a few years ago, my family and I, we live in Pennsylvania now, we were in Maryland, so I was kind of relearning the whole thrift scene, and there was this really small church thrift store that I went to on a weekly basis. They always had a 50% off day, and I found these on the dollar rack. So once in a while, they would do these dollar deals, and they would have these racks out. So these were brand new, vintage Broncos jackets. So these were dead stock is what they call them. So basically they're vintage, but they're brand new, never sold. There was two of them, identical. I only paid $1 each for these. And I sold them each for the same price, $140. Amazing. And actually, I think both of them went international, if I remember correctly. So that was awesome. I loved that sale, obviously. This is a tiny little sale, but I just wanted to put it in here because it is a bolo. If you ever see the very vintage little golden books, you want to make sure you look them up, especially if they're in decent condition. Even if they're not in decent condition, you want to look them up because some of them are very desirable depending on the edition. Now, I could do a whole video just on little golden books, but this one here is called, I think it was Good Girl, Bad Girl, or Good Little Girl, Bad Little Girl, or something like that. I only paid 50 cents for this. There was a whole box of them that I ended up buying, and I sold a whole bunch out of the box, but this was my favorite one, so I thought I would share it with you. I ended up selling it for $35, which is an amazing profit for only spending 50 cents on it. So definitely keep your lookout for these little books. Let's see here, anything else fun? Oh, another purse. So this one, I bought at a Goodwill. This was a straw purse with some like beaded flowers, but I could just tell it was a really good high quality, so I decided to grab this. This is by Enid Collins. Again, vintage style, but it was in excellent condition. Looked like it had never been used. I think it even had like the mothballs in it. So it came out of somebody's retired closet probably, or from an estate. Only paid $6.27 for this, and I sold it for $150. So Enid Collins is definitely a bolo you want to be on the lookout for. All right, another piece of clothing item here. This is a vintage North Face. It was like a pullover fleece sweatshirt type thing, but it was really cool because it had this trans Antarctica like patches all over it. I just thought it was so unique, but I did not realize how much it would sell for. So this I only paid $5 for at a local Savers, I think it was, down in Maryland, and I ended up selling it for $100, and this shipped to Japan. So somebody in Japan is enjoying this North Face sweatshirt. Another thing, like a bolo that you want to be on the lookout for, are refills. So refills for like shower gels, refills for like car washes, vacuum cleaners, things like that. So I have 3 items here I wanted to show you that are, I'll be on the lookout. These are Scrubbing Bubbles Shower Cleaning and Caddy is what this is. So the Scrubbing Bubbles shower things, I don't know if they make them anymore. I guess they don't. So they must be retired, and people have these systems in their house and they still want the refills for them and they don't make them anymore. So they're definitely desirable if you see these. So I only paid $8 for this refill here, and actually this is the whole kit. Ended up selling it for $75. The next item here is a Shark Carpet Shampoo refill. I only paid $4 for this and I sold it for $50. And then also this is a Mr. Clean Auto Dry Car Wash refill. Only paid $1 and I sold it for $30. So you can see here that those refills are definitely something you want to be on the lookout for. This was fun. This I bought again at a church thrift store in Maryland. This is a Stetson silver belly cowboy hat. I know nothing about cowboy hats, but apparently you want to look them up if you see them, if they're in good condition. So this I only paid $5 for. Crazy. These retail for like 200 plus. I ended up selling this one because it's used for $99, so I'll take it. Let's see here, back to some bags. I went to some yard sales when I was in Maryland and I picked these suitcases up. So they were all from the same house. It's a pair of Ralph Lauren. There was a red set and a black set, came with the full suitcase and the travel suitcase. So total for all 4 pieces, I only spent $30, so $15 per set. Each set sold, let's see, the red suitcases sold for $200. And the black suitcases sold for $150. So definitely be on the lookout for suitcases. I always look, I always check them out, and I've sold them before in other brands as well. So that was an awesome yard sale find. These next 3 shirts, I bundled them together so you guys could see. I bought them all on the same day. I was flipping through the t-shirts, which I don't do all the time, but I love men's clothing. That's how I started really on eBay. And the quality of these t-shirts just bounced out at me. So I decided to look them up, had never heard of them before. And I guess they're really expensive t-shirts. Why people would spend this much money on these t-shirts, I have no clue. But the first brand is Merrell Boots. So they make these decorative graphic print t-shirts. And for these shirts, I only paid $3.80 for each of them. The one here that looks like a space robot, this one here sold for $64. The next one here is like a really pretty black and white with wings on it shirt. This one sold for $75. And then the next brand is called Ape, A-A-P-E, and they make a whole big clothing line as well. But this was a cool black and white camouflage shirt, and I sold this one for $35. So you definitely want to check out the t-shirts. If you're not familiar with them, there's definitely money in t-shirts. And there's all kinds, again, you could do a whole video probably on just t-shirts to sell on eBay. But these were the 3 that I really enjoyed selling. The next item here is a really cool Ralph Lauren, like a military, they call them like a wax jacket sometimes, where they like you go hunting in them almost. They're vintage style. But this I only paid $2 for at a church thrift store, and I ended up selling this for $125. So Ralph Lauren still sells, especially the vintage items, definitely so. This is so cute. So this item here is a blue Volkswagen lapel pin, the most random thing in the world. But I was standing there checking out, just waiting my turn. Always look on the counter, always see what they have. The watches are there, the jewelry's there, and this little pin was just sitting there on the counter, and I thought, why not? So I ended up paying only 25 cents for this. I sold it for $30. Really good flip, if you ask me. This is a fun item also I found when I was checking out at a Salvation Army. This is a Weight Watchers kit. So it had like books, it had a calculator on there, all kinds of things. This I only paid $1.75 for, and I sold it for $50. So always be on the lookout for the Weight Watchers kits and calculators and things like that. This is so cute. This is a really nice teddy bear by, I think they're in London. It's a department store called Harrods, and whether they're still open or not, I'm not sure. But if you find Harrods, I've sold other things from them, but this was a really cute brand new teddy bear from Harrods. I only paid $3.60 for this at a Goodwill, and I ended up selling it for $98. And I do think it was shipped internationally. I just can't remember where, but definitely. I've also sold like a ceramic plaque from there as well, from their stores, like a coaster or something. So definitely look for that brand. Another great brand here is called Affliction. So I've sold a lot of clothing from this brand, but these were really cool black motorcycle boots, and I just knew that the quality was there. Only paid $6.50 for these at Goodwill, and I ended up selling them for $100. So always pick out, and like I said, the clothing items also sell really well for me, so also be on the lookout for that. I included these shoes just because I thought they were fun. I always look at Converse if they're in a really good condition, and these were just fun high top flip-flops. Like, Who wears that? But I was like, these are unique. I'm gonna pick these up. I did pay $6.30 for these, but I sold them for $50. So, and there are other Converse that I have sold too. The more like decorative or unique, the better price you're gonna get for them. Another cool pair of shoes I knew nothing about. These are called Freelance, and these were also a python leather boot. Who knew python was so big, right? Only paid $3.50 for these, and I sold these to like some fashion institute in New York City. I don't know where they really went, but I sold them for $121. So Freelance, who knew? All right, this is a fun, cute little bag that I bought at a little thrift store near my house. But this is by Bradford Exchange, and it had pugs all over it, the pug dogs, but it looked like an upholstery type fabric tote. But it was brand new. I thought this was adorable. Only paid $6 for this, and I sold it for $60. So I didn't even know Bradford Exchange made tote bags, but it's still a really fun item. All right, some of my favorite sales, the last two items here. So I went on a girls' day thrift shopping trip, and I was just happened to be browsing through the toys just to kind of see. I usually always pick something up for Kyla, and this card set happened to be sitting there brand new, wrapped up in plastic wrap on the toy shelf, just calling my name. These are Dungeons and Dragons playing cards or trading cards. Only paid $1.78 for these, sold them for $125. Just a simple pack of cards. Isn't that crazy? Anyway. All right, and then my all-time favorite sale, most random item I think ever. Church thrift store, they always do a huge bazaar at all the big holidays like Labor Day, Memorial Day, and things like that. And the last day they do a bag day, and basically anything you can fill in a bag is $1. So I always go on that last day just to see what's the leftovers, and this happened to be sitting on a shelf. It was huge. It's by Danbury Mint, and it's a UCLA Rose Bowl replica of the stadium. And it's sitting on the table, and I thought, that is not gonna fit in a bag. I looked at the lady, she goes, it's $1, take it. So only paid $1 for this. It was already in the box and everything. Ended up selling it for $250. So always keep your eye out for unique items. I hope that's what you can gather from this video. So everything, I did a little tally. I thought it would be fun to share with you guys. But the tally of everything I spent here on these items, I think there's about 30-ish items, $200. That's all I spent out of my pocket. Ended up flipping it total for $3,500. So if you're new to reselling, there's plenty out there. Check out your yard sales, check out all your little mom and pop thrift stores, because that is where you're gonna find the good deals. I would love to hear from you guys. What have been your all-time favorite sales over the years that you've been reselling? Or maybe you're brand new and something that you have a question about. I would love to hear it in the comments below. Also, make sure that you like the video if you enjoyed what you saw, and also make sure you subscribe and click the little bell so you can see the next videos when they come out. All right, guys, until next time, happy selling.